Hi, this is Craig, and I've got some good news. UPS under-promised and over-delivered. They said it wouldn't come to the 21st, and that was going to be after I was already flying to the BVI's for my 2-week trip. But Friday, 3 days early, my new Mavic showed up. So to all those people who were worried about me flying Rich's Mavic on my vacation, and I was a little stressed about that too, problem solved. I gave his Mavic back, and I'm going to be flying my Mavic in my black case, not his Pelican case. So everything that he owns has gone back to him. And everything I'm going to be using from now on is my stuff. So that should take some stress off. But what I want to show you is how I'm going to take this drone, which obviously is a new drone, and I'm going to link it to my existing controller. Now, since this is a brand new drone, we all know when we got our Mavics, they always need to be updated. So this will probably need to be updated with the software. So will probably my app, since I haven't flown in a few weeks, and I hear there's at least one software update. So I got a bunch of updating to do, and then I'm going to show you the process it takes to link this new Mavic to my old controller. So this will happen to you if you get any service done by DJI. From what I've read, almost everybody who sends their Mavic back gets something, and coincidentally it's no longer linked to your controller. So I don't know if that's because they link to a different controller there, or if you're getting a whole new Mavic back. Either way, you're probably going to have to link to your controller. There's two ways to do it. One way is once you have a tablet or a phone connected to the controller, you're going to be able to do it through the app, but you still end up having to open this little side access door, tell the app to link, then you got to click this little thing, you got to poke with a pen or a sharp instrument to tell it to link, and it's a bit of a, it's not as straightforward as you would hope it would be. And the other way to do it is if you don't have your controller connected to a tablet or a phone, you actually just go into your controller with nothing else, and you hit C1, C2, and the record button simultaneously, and then it does a bunch of beeps, and then you hit the picture, take a picture button, so you're holding 4 buttons together, and then it says it's binding, and then you still have to poke that little thing. So I'm not going to do that confusing way with a bunch of beeps and all that. I'm going to do it through the app, and I'll show you that right after this. Okay, let's go through this step by step. I've got it connected to my iPhone. Since I'm not out in the cold, I think my phone should be able to handle this. Although you'll notice that I've been using my Acer tablet so much, I can't actually find, now that I need it, my little tiny cord that goes from the controller to the phone. So I'm using this big long cord, in case you're wondering. So the first thing is turn on your controller. Second thing to do is turn on your Mavic. Next thing is go to the DJI Go app. Well, the DJI Go 4 app. Now, see, the Mavic doesn't recognize that there's anything connected. That's why you're getting that yellow flashing light. So what you have to do is go in here, hit the 3 dots, go to the controller symbol there, link remote control. So you hit link, OK, and it starts making that beeping sound. Pen, and there's a little button right there, little opening, and you press that and it stops beeping. And look, it stops beeping, it says remote control linked. I'm on the Mavic, you hit next, and you of course hit agree. Choose the aircraft name. Oh, I'll call it, I'll call it Mavic 2. So if I lose another Mavic, it'll end up being Mavic 3 and Mavic 4. So that's that. Okay, I've signed into my account. I hit activate. It says connecting to server, and just as like I thought, it says update firmware. Boom. So just like every time you get a brand new Mavic, it never comes from the factory with the actual updated firmware. Inevitably you have to do that. So everybody, whether you got a new Mavic or not, is going to have to do this. I'm going to have to come back to this. It says I have to have my controller be above 50% in order to do this. So I will come back. Hey, you caught me eating my salad. I'm waiting for my controller and my phone to charge so we can finish doing this software update, this firmware update. I don't know if you've noticed this, but if you've watched this channel from the beginning, my very first episode, I think it's called What I Learned Flying My Drone Off My Sailboat and How Not to Crash Your Drone, which was pretty close. You got to check that episode out. But back then I was 228 pounds. And one thing that motivates you to lose weight is start a YouTube channel, because you spend hours and hours editing video, and a lot of it is of yourself. And they say the camera puts on 10 pounds. Well, in my case, I was thinking it looked like it put on 50. So it was definitely motivation for me to start eating healthier, working out more. And I've gone from 228 pounds down to 201, just in time for my BVI trip. So it's been a good motivation. So thank you, YouTube, for making me look at myself and realize just how fat I was. So anyways, when that is done charging my controller, when it gets above 50, let's say I'll get to about 60%, then I'll know I'll have it above 50. I will continue with the tutorial on how to set up your new Mavic with your new controller. Okay, so above 50%, but just a wee bit. Got 56% on the controller. Okay, so now you get back into the screen and you hit firmware downloaded. So I'm going to click that. There we go. We're back to where we were before. Start update. There we go. Firmware. Let me turn it this way so you can read it better. Update firmware. And up down here it tells you what percent it's updating. I'm guessing this is why they tell you the controller has to be above 50% to do this. I'm at 55. I was at 56 when I started, but this update, you know, must be a big update because it's been taking a little while. Oh, for the love of God, that took like 20 minutes. That's finally complete. Okay, something had mentioned at the bottom there, it said, make sure to turn off remote and drone, I guess, after the upgrade or firmware update. Even though it says update complete, it's telling you you really should power everything off and power it back on again, which I've never seen or noticed before. So I'll do that before I try and fire this bad boy up. Everything's been restarted. Go fly. Okay, final test is just to make sure that the Mavic responds to my controller. Let's just start the motors, not taking off. Don't worry, I'm not crazy. She works. Awesome. Okay, it is 8:06 p.m. I'm going to go set myself up with DJI Care Refresh right now. I'm not going to fly this tonight, but tomorrow I will definitely take this for a test flight, make sure it's good. Because the next time you see me flying this, I'll probably be down in the British Virgin Islands, or at least the US Virgin Islands. So we're going to St. Thomas, which is the US Virgin Islands, for 4 days of scuba diving. So we'll be in a hotel. And then after that, we do 1 week on a catamaran charter vacation. My new baby will be used a lot. So next episode, you'll definitely not see me here in Ottawa. You'll definitely see me down, at least going to the US Virgin Islands, and we'll see where it goes from there. So if you enjoyed this episode, if you learned a bit about how to set up relink your replaced Mavic with your controller, or maybe you got a new controller and you had an existing Mavic, whatever reason you need to relink them, hopefully you learned that. Make sure you don't miss any of the upcoming BVI and US Virgin Island trip. Make sure you subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Safe cruising.